Раз-два, раз-два. Бонжур, хату интеллигенция. Продолжаем киберпанк для бедных. Континуем. И очередной забег. Хиой. Название, конечно, потрясающее. Во второй части Кройс-Базар. Здесь Хиой. Но в первой части, правда, там поскромнее было. Клуб. Стрип-бар. Всякие прочие вещи. А тут Хиой. Хиой. Текс. Погнали. Выход. И здесь у нас что остается? Значит, встретиться с Киндли Чен и похитить петушару. Давайте, хотя нет, если встретиться, там наверняка дадут новое задание. Попробую сначала похитить петушару, потом уже вернусь к Киндли Чен. Посмотрим, сколько это времени займет. Если справлюсь где-нибудь за часик, то, возможно, и пообщаюсь с Киндли Чен. Если на похищение уйдет много времени, то уже отложу на следующий раз. Так, кем похищать будем? Возьмем Гайчу. Давно не участвовал в операциях. Хилку. Похищение. Ну, возьмем грубую силу. Я сомневаюсь, что мне понадобится декер, что-то взламывать. Все-таки надо всего лишь похитить петушару. Uninvited guests. A tangle of marine decorum, restless lights, and ambrosial scans mingle atop a floating quay to accent the Shangri-La, Aberdeen Harbour's premier dining location. With competitive views of the surrounding bay, the restaurant attends a steady crowd of tourists and books-in personnel. The primary monument for the 289th Chen Xin Rooster Law is enjoying a rare meal outside a triad-held territory. Intel says he's set up in one of the restaurant's private dining rooms, but he's not alone. Rooster keeps a personal bodyguard, a notorious orc called the Talon, in addition to his regular security detail. You've seen photos of the Talon's handwork. Bodies too battered, it's hard to tell where one bruise ends and the next begins. Your mission: locate Rooster, extract him from the Shangri-La, and deliver him to your client alive. Simple, fast, low profile. Of course, even the simplest of runs can go sideways. В моем случае все пойдет наперекосяк. Так, а что за приколяс? Бластер на 50. Что? 50 урона? Are you fucking kidding me? Так, а ну погодь. Серьезно, 50 урона? Что за прикол? Откуда? Лазер я ж сдал чувакам. Непонятный сюрприз какой-то. 50 урона так-то дофига. Нет, карму пока распределять не буду. Так, найти и вытащить. Rainbow Siege Extraction. Давайте пообщаемся. Security guards. Stepping into the interior hallway of the Shangri-La, you're confronted by a massive wall of troll, the restaurant's front door security. He speaks with surprising elocution. Welcome to the Shangri-La. We strive to provide our patrons with an exquisite dining experience. If you have any questions or require special accommodations, don't hesitate to speak with our staff. Так, хорошо. Small crowds. Where are all your diners? Most of our weekday business is confined to the private rooms upstairs, corporate affairs and such. Please keep in mind that any disturbances will be promptly de-escalated by our security. We reserve the right to bar service to unruly patrons. Thank you and enjoy your meal. Noticed your security is a bit light tonight. You sure you have enough guards to deal with bigger disturbances? Vuxin prides itself on having world-class security personnel. You do well to remember that the best kind of security is often hidden from sight. Pretty hard to not see that guy. Но этого-то да. Этого да. Краб был потрясающим. Стоило подождать час, ничего я пропустил. Oh, welcome to the Shangri-La, sir. Our hostess will seat you as soon as she gets back. You're welcome to wait in the lounge. Alright, thanks. Thanks. Так. Подождать цель нам. Генри какой-то. На кухню меня сейчас явно не пустят. Без того, чтобы достать оружие. Давайте поговорим с Генри. Что за черт? A well-dressed man sits alone at the bar, elbows propped atop the counter. His face is hard, eyes blank. He swirls the contents of his half-empty glass as if in a stupor. Between the swollen eyes and whiskey double, it isn't hard to guess his mood. As you approach, he rubs his temples and graces you with a lazy sideways glance, mumbles under his breath. Yeah, not like I can dig myself any deeper. Rough day? Lost 2 contracts, missed a third, late for a meeting and publicly shamed by my co-worker. All during the 9 to 5. New records as I can tell. Least I got that going for me. Your coworker sounds like an asshole. How'd you get shamed? Negligence. My coworker took 2 of my contracts while they were in renewal. I've overlooked them for a day or 2. Damn, it was just a couple of days. Anyway, he took my clients and made me a fool of me. Been rubbing it in ever since. How do you lose your contracts? Wish I knew. One of them was almost a done deal, but for some reason the client suddenly changed their tune and the contract slipped away before I could officially close it. The other 2 contracts were for ongoing clients, people I'd worked with for years, but I somehow forgot about their annual renewal date, and a more diligent coworker picked them up. I got no credit for the long-term partnership with those clients. If anything, I now look worse for losing them, even though I brought them into Vuxin in the first place. Действительно, денёк у тебя так себе. Sounds like too many coincidences to me. Think someone's working against you? You kidding me? Everyone's at each other's throat in this business. I'm serious, Henry. So am I. Think about it. Anyone at work been extra hard-pressed or unusually lucky? The newcomer, David. He came out of nowhere and has become a rock star with upper management. He's been making connections and deals like a Vuxin veteran. Like me. That's odd. You're telling me you wanna know what I think? I think he's got family connections, people in high places, and he's began using them to his advantage. I don't know, it's just a thought. You might be onto something. No, just wishful thinking. If you say so, see you around. See you around. Судя по всему, не особо квестовый персонаж. Так, а Дэвид это петушара, на которого жаловался Генри, да? Ну, привет. David is all smiles. He's just finished a joke to the uproarious laughter of his party. Hello, friends. Trying to get in on this joviality? You're welcome to join us for the next round. I actually just came over to ask you about that man drinking alone. Says he knows you. Who, Henry? Yeah, I know him. He works in the same office. Looks like he's having a bad day. A bad day, eh? Why do you think that is? There's a natural ebb and flow within the business world. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I've had an up day. Truly sorry to hear that Henry is down. Sounds like corporate rhetoric to me. Excuse me? What are you implying? Your coworker over there lost 2 contracts today and is about to lose a third. Opposite of your situation, and on the very same day too. Sounds mighty suspicious. Did Henry tell you I stole his contracts? That's illegal, you realize? He's just angry that he didn't have the wits or motivation to keep those clients under his payroll. Well, no, he never said you took his contracts illegally. Right, so long as he isn't spreading any half-truths. Say, you got any proof of this slander? It's more of a feeling. Then quit ruining my celebration. Now get out of here before I seek security on you. Hey, Vlados, these guys are right on the edge. Both blazed, one pissed off, the other, well, an asshole. One word and these guys will be thrown down. That happens loud enough. Security is bound to respond. Just a thought. Тогда пока тревожить не будем. Пробуем подождать. The gnarled bar stool offers little in the way of comfort. A quick look around reveals the disparity between the restaurant proper and the bar, the latter of which appears neglected in comparison to the pristine dining room. Old right drink rings dapple in counters, uneven surface, and angry scratches round down its length. But you've got time to kill before Rooster arrives, and this is a good spot as any to wait. Давайте на трезвую посидим. The minutes tick away. Rooster should be here any time now. Ля, что происходит? Chef, we have a problem, a big problem. Cut the drama, Cork Mage. We are working here. Our second floor guest is becoming impatient. Where is the food? Don't play games with me. I already sent it out. So get up here and serve it before your special guest rage shits himself. Так. Вы мне предлагаете идти сюда, да? Типа хавчик уже где-то в пути. Game saved. Это главное, что я хотел услышать. Теперь осталось найти правильно. Ага, ну тут всего одна дверь. Хрен ошибешься. Так, это что? Это куда? Inside the private dining room, you're immediately greeted by the piercing stare of 2 massive dragon statues. The flickering lights are just bright enough to illuminate their bronze bodies, the effect of airy illusion of moving scales. Across the room stands your target, Shen-Sin Rooster Law, his thin grin distorting the awkward proportions of his face. A hulking figure stands almost amongst his entourage of guards, the Talon. Это, так понимаю, the Talon или вот это the Talon? Ну тролль вот это, наверное, здоровый. Hold it right there. This is a private room. You'd best back your ass through the door, or I'll paint you red. Step back, Johnny. They know exactly where they are, don't you, runner? Let's keep the banter your kind so enjoys and move right on to business. Who sent you? Have the red dragons finally tired of my evasiveness? Or perhaps the yellow lotus? They've been trying to wrest Kowloon from our guest for years. Well, don't just stand here. Who sent you? My client wishes to remain anonymous. I don't have time for this. It doesn't matter who sent you. They're about to be sorely disappointed. Talon, this miscreant has distracted us from our meal, and now I'm afraid it's grown cold. We must repay him in kind. Let his corpse cool out back when you're done. You got it, boss. Food was shit anyway. Ну, а другие ребята на входе так нахваливали. Оказывается, жратва говно. Так, хорошо. 10 урона, 9 урона. Топовый автомат. Инфорсерер, талон. Я думал, талон на самом деле вот этот, здоровяк, самый здоровый. Начнем по порядку, наверное. Опа. То, что они выжили, это даже неожиданно. Так, бластер, 50 урона. Матюшки. А можно как-то? Ну, стоп, иди сюда. Ага, проценты попадания, правда, говнище полнейшее. Так, а ну если так. Хия! Красота. Сохранили потрошку. Так, как бы это его... Мне же его надо... Мне же он... А, он не таргетабельный даже. Тут все окей получается. Тут тогда получается все окей. Что делаем тогда? Что делаем? Давайте так. Ага, промах. Промах, но очень удачный промах. Так, здесь тогда что? 62%. Гнали. Что-то нанес. Так, ну тотем сейчас воровать будем. Никуда не годится. О, или не будем воровать. Выглядит так, что воровать уже не будем. Так, а ну отсюда можно как-то? Побольше процентик на попадание, нет? Ну, пока хилимся, живем, конечно. Но хпшечка уходит. Да. 28%, 23%, 25%. Ну, 1 из 4. 1 из 4. Неплохой шанс. Мне нравится. Все еще неплохие цифры. Единственное, за что я переживаю, это то, что придется потом отсюда с боем прорываться через охрану внизу. Тогда это будет очень грустно. Значит, лечимся. Лечимся и накидываем, наверное, меткости. 68, 60, 74. До свидания. Найс. Так, и один. Один остался. Все равно его не добьешь с одной тычки. Ну чё, петушара? No, wait, wait. Spare my life, I beg you, please. Jesus, shut up. Listen, Seattle. We may have Rooster, but these thieves were probably just a handful of his guards. He could have more downstairs. We can't leave the same way we came in. If we gonna get out of here in one piece, we need to find a new exit route fast. And I'm betting this chicken guy knows one. Good point. Rooster's teeth are clattering inside his head. His frame shakes uncontrollably. The realization that he is at your mercy with no one left to defend him is setting in. So, how about it? Where's the door you used to discreetly make your way in here? I just outside of this room, to the right, but it's locked. And you have the key, don't you? Yes, I do. I'll take that. Все, он идет со мной, Забавно наблюдать, бегает просто как часть группы. Так, если честно, я чувствую, что это подстава какая-то. Это подстава, там наверняка есть охрана. Ну, погнали, давайте. Lados, is it your channel? Who's asking? Name Paylon. I'm your gateway driver. We have details to discuss, but let's keep it brief. Time's ticking. I'm at the loading dock across the bridge from the restaurant's main entrance. Big old schooner, can't miss me, but neither will the HKPF, who I've just learned are on the way here. I responds to a security call. Well, shit, I'm on my way. One last thing, I may be the driver, but this ain't my rig. Door's locked and I don't know the codes. You may have to break it. Good luck and get moving. Драйвер. Значит, сейчас будет драка. Так, a pair of tried gangsters block your path. Man, help me. You free me. Get me away from here and I guarantee you'll be rewarded. Nuyen, favors, power, whatever you want. Actually, we are liking the position we are in now. You begging at your feet. The idea that maybe once you're gone we can move up the chain. You know, Rocco here's plenty qualified to take your seat. In fact, we might as well make sure you don't make it out of here alive. No, why? I can make you rich, Так, где они преграждают путь? Я что-то не вижу их на экране, вот в чем вопрос. Easy there, let's not make this a scene. We go our way, you go yours. No ink, no suits. You one of them runners? Shit, a runner? Don't let them take off the rooster. Get him! А, все, увидел, они были за диалогом скрыты, да? Так, 54%. Ну чё, херачим. Какое-то попадание есть? Есть. В рукопашку добежишь? Добежишь. Яракс. Можно было бы и побольше, конечно. Самое ужасное, что нельзя никого лечить. Вот это очень грустно. Это прям вообще. Давай сюда. 3 очка, это можно подойти поближе и вгатить куда-нибудь. Куда вгатить? Давай сюда. Тоже нормально урона залетело. А петушара еще и ходить будет. Это вообще смешно. Воюет на моей стороне. Ха! Это, конечно, рофильно. А, блин, а гранатометик-то у Декер. Я думал, у этой гранатомет. Ну ладно, это Нюансы. Так, один готов. Ты поближе давай сюда. Нойс. Все, идем дальше. Идем дальше, текаем. Ну, это явно не все. Просто так два не будет. Еще сейчас полиция гонконгская набежит. Before you looms a formidable cast iron door, it's locked. Your means of escape just behind it. You notice a keypad mounted on the wall, but you have no key codes. A quick scan reveals a potential weak spot in the door's hinges. You have a feeling that you can get through, but it's going to take a while. Можно либо силой, либо спелкастингом. Дункан, по идее, сильный, да? А, ну, Дункан. He leans in and taps the door's hinges. Tests them with a whack. Yeah, I can open it, but this ain't the movies, and it's gonna take me more than a kick to bash it in. I'll need you to cover me. There's the traitor. It won't take nothing for that cover to spill our secrets, so put a bullet in his brain. Ha! Man who downs the runner gets a drink on me. Now move. Сколько их там будет? О, всего двое. Так, трое. До хрена четверо. Ого. Так, стоп, 5. Куда столько? У меня же гранатомета даже нету. И один выключен из боя. Обида. Обида. Самое главное, что мне сближаться надо, потому что у меня один милишник. А у них наоборот, у них снайпер. И это плохо. Так, ну хорошо. Сюда подойдем. Куда я могу стрелять? Сюда могу стрелять. Тут 61 хотя бы. Так, ну, по урону в итоге маловато. Так, распределю-ка я немного кармы. Значит, во-первых, накинем немного здоровья. Во-вторых, накинем немного стрельбы. Конферм. Накинем немного стрельбы. Оу, промах. Супер, этот вообще бесполезный. Хоть какую-то пользу лечением принес, и в принципе достаточно. Так, поехали, да? Понеслась моча по трубам. Печаль. Окей, вызываем. Потому как не вывозится. Просто не вывозится. Ни в какую не вывозится. 75. Много промахов. Добей. И давай этого бить. Найс. 99. Закрыт. 91. 99. Давай сюда. Ты стой. О, 28. Много. Много. Прям-таки много. Да, они, конечно, творят. Один готов. И, наверное, полечиться. Ля, красиво, 2 крита. Мне понравилось. Так, лечение. Давай полечимся сюда. Плюс 28. Ты стой на месте, а вот ты будешь раздавать говна. В принципе, в любую сторону за 2 хода. Наверное, сюда. Тут есть прострел по главному герою. 100%. Пробую в первую очередь от этого избавиться. Угу. Так, у этого еще 3, да? Перезарядить. Нифига себе. Сейчас был, по-моему, самый большой процент попадания за все эти атаки. И из 5 только 1. Это вообще жесть какая-то. Ну ладно, тем не менее, это вывозится. Без проблем. Сюда клац. Сюда клац. И сюда клац. Минус 2 АП. Добрый вечер. Все, погнали. Текаем. The boat sways languidly atop the water. Insulated walls stifle outside noises, as if the chaos just beyond the door belonged to another world. Its interior is cramped, made smaller by maritime equipment protruding from the walls. The scent of sea and moldering wood dominates your senses, ripened from years of perfunctory cleaning. Finally, a safe place to rest. The 289s are gonna jam you up for this. No one's going to cry over you. You heard the man. If you know what's good for you, you'll clap your trap, chicken man. Can this schooner go any slower? I wanna get paid already. There's a cinnamon butt stall in Kai-Tak with my name on it. Hang in there. Так, ну мне же заплатят, меня же не киданут. А то как-то сомнительная реплика. Ну, не реплика, а вообще весь диалог. То есть получается, прорисовали локацию небольшую, на которой всего одну сцену показали с 3 репликами. Как-то хз. Anyway, the boat heaves and pitches over the bay as your driver plows through the choppy waves to the drop-off point, leaving the Shangri-La restaurants far behind. Inside, restlessness fills the cabin. You've finished the job. The extraction was a success, and now your client awaits his prize. The tried red pole rooster. It wasn't easy. It would have been if that damned Talon hadn't mangled your plans with his visceral determination. But even a street-folked orc like the Talon could be stricken down. With the Talon dead, you escape from the restaurant to the gateway boat was made smoother. Well, as smooth as wading through a small army of triads and skirting the HKPF dragnet could be. Luckily, Rooster got through the pursuit unharmed. And with the Talon now permanently out of commission, you earn a few extra new yen from your clients. All in all, a good run. Согласен. При таких раскладах ран неплохой. Неплохой ран. Я так понимаю, я появляюсь где-то на пристани в этот раз. Нет, снова у метро. Какого черта я появляюсь снова у метро? Так, а дадут мне забрать мою плату? Дадут. Все, тогда забираю плату с компьютера. И можно идти общаться с главной по порту. Так, jobs, claim payment. 1600, неплохо. The client is pleased with how you handled this situation. Rooster Law has been very contrite and forthcoming due to, in no small part, to the violence with which you handled the opposition. You've earned a little extra by taking out the talon. Your payment is attached. Kindly Чен. Чудно. Kindly Чен. Сейчас мы с тобой еще поговорим. Optional отдохнуть. Окей. Посмотрим сейчас очередную сказку о том, как мне плохо спалось. For the first time since you got to Hong Kong, you wake up feeling well rested and satisfied. Flexing your limbs feels glorious. It's as though you've spent hours cramped up in a confined space, and you can finally stretch your legs, climb out of bed. You push yourself up and touch your feet to the ground, but something stops you short. Your mouth. Something is wrong with your mouth. Потрогать руками маус. You reach your hand up and run a finger over your teeth. It doesn't take long to find the source of the problem, a molar on the upper left side. You applied slight pressure to the tooth and it slides out of your gums with no resistance. It's as if nothing was ever holding it in place to begin with. As the tooth comes free in your hand, an image etches itself in your mind. A great chamber, hazy in form and outline, clouds of red mist that fill the air, perfuming it with salt and copper. Great columns stretching up from the ground to pierce the sky, and above it all, the enormous grinding gears of a broken machine. Вот нельзя было просто так нормально выспаться, да, без всякого говна подобного. Правильно я понимаю? In the distance, you can hear a sound, a desperate, frantic pounding, something enormous at the door, many something all desperate to get in, scrabbing and scratching and scraping, but unable to find purchase. The way in is locked. You feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment. You've done it. The others are trapped outside, blind and starving, unable to pass through the door. The chamber and what lies beyond it are yours. Да что, черт подери, ты такое несешь? A shrill giggling noise fills the air, like the laughter of a small child mixed with the shivering speech of countless violins. The sound reverberates down your spine like an electric current. The intoxicating aroma of meat fills your nostrils. You have been starving for 1,000 years. Soon it will be time to feed. Сейчас еще окажется, что я вообще этот самый дракон какой-то, ко всему прочему. And just like that, it's over. The images fade, dissipating like vapor. Only the tooth in your head remains. Ну, или так. Или так. Тогда идем общаться дальше с Киндли Чен. Сюда. Так, алло, зайди. О. Так, нет, стоп, это... Мне не с Киндли Чен, да? Мне надо с доктором. С френдом Киндли Чен. Окей, поехали. A rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light grins from the heavy gold chains that hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal, and has been controlled in a rough approximation of New York accent. New York accent, то есть это типа приехал, да? Ну, допустим. Pleased to meet ya. Chen was kind enough to arrange this little sit-down between us. You can call me Dr. Shenyan. Shake his hands. Pleased to meet you. I'm Vlados. His grin is soft and his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless ham. Boneless ham? Типа ветчина без косточек, что? You share a long and comfortably flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. I'm looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself or have some of my friends see to it, but it's kinda delicate, you know? My guys be noticed before they made any headway on my problem, so I figure, hey, I hire contractors all the time, might as well get some contractors on a different stripe. Contractors, yeah? As long as you're paying, I'm in. I run a little film studio, Southern Crown Films. We mostly do 3D work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space, Mongols from the Moon, The Flavor of Pomegranates, Ultimate Kill Squads. Can't say I've had the pleasure. Too bad. I'll send some over to Chen, so you can take a look. Не надо. Судя по названиям, это не те фильмы, которые я хотел бы посмотреть. Определенно. Anyway, there's the other guy in the industry, and we've been butting heads since day one. Name's Neville Ma. He runs Yellow Spring Studios. No matter what I do, I can't shut him out of the biz. He always manages to get one over me, steal my stars. He's been running me into the ground with this show called Promises in Moonlight. The star's a girl named Penelope Wong. New talent, but the viewers have been doing nuts over her. She's the show's linchpin. Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk. A semi comes out of nowhere and pow! Wrecks his fancy new Eurocar Westwind. Bad luck for Neville, good luck for me. I figure, hey, that's the end of him for the year, and I start planning some new stuff. He can't compete with me from inside the hospital. You follow me so far? Let me guess. He found a way to compete with you from the hospital. No, worse. The bastard is out of the hospital. He's back in the game, bringing out season 2 of Promises in Moonlight. I need that show off the air, one way or another, and that, my friend, is where you come in. How long did it take him to recuperate? I tell ya, kid, he should have been in that hospital for at least 3 months, and in physical therapy a lot longer. Only look him like a week to get out. Couldn't freaking believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means that one of two things is going on. Neville could have found himself a silent partner, someone willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think it's likely, but it could have happened. If it ain't that, the smart money says that he's been skimming off the top of the Yellow Springs earnings and not reporting it to the other shareholders. Okay, tell me how I fit into this. I need you to get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days, so search the computer, closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's gotta be something incriminating in there. Так, у меня вот вопрос. А почему просто не найти его и вручную не захреначить? Where is this penthouse? Neville lives in the Repulse Bay. It's this real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong Islands, by the bay with the same name. I haven't been able to get anybody in to poke around his apartment because the security is too tight. Lucky for you though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and restaurant and balcony and such. He's celebrating the second season launch of his show, and everybody's gonna be there. Gonna make a real snarl for the building security. You might also wanna heat up the party if you can bluff your way. Everyone close to Neville will be there, and most of them will be 3 sheets to the wind by the same time you get there. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt that I need. Just remember, if you go to the party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle or Argyle. Argyle. Should be safe enough. There's nobody in the biz out with that name, so nobody will ask any questions about how your work's going. Argyle, okay. Hit the apartments, hit the party, dig up blackmail information on Neville Ma. Sounds easy enough. Oh yeah, Chen talked you up when I approached her with the job. Given that she told me this job should be cake. Now, the blackmail material is what I need more than anything, but if you can get Penelope 1 out of her contract, I'll pay you extra, got it? I want that star power on my side. One last thing. I don't want the startiness scene while you are there. You interrupt his party, make a mess, or trash his apartment, and I'm not paying you. We clear on that? Why the concern? If you're going hamstring me before I even got on the run, I wanna know why. Because he's gusher, and I can't have Ma knowing I'm after him. In my business, everybody's got dirty tricks, but if you make it public, you're using them. That's it. My career is as dead as People's Republic of China. Nobody will work for or with me ever again, so don't embarrass me, eh? No mess, no guns. Got it. Oh, you can pack heat. Just don't kill anybody at the party or in Mr. Ma or in Ma's apartment. You gotta fight, you find something else to do it. If security gets on you, do what you gotta. I'd rather explain a few bullet holes than a pile of dead Shadowrunners. Got me? Yeah, got it. Good. If you pull this off, I recommend you to all my friends too. Sounds like we have a deal then. Good man. That's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Shen a line. I'll come meet you back here and I'll hand over the money. Фига себе, все там отсылали денежку по компьютеру, а этот лично передавать собрался. Так, новые способности. Дополнительный ходу духа, либо... Ага. Дополнительная броня... Сбивается этим заклинанием, да? Ну, тогда беру это. Духа может и не быть. Духов еще закупать надо. Саботаж. Мини-лаунчер с напалм-чарджами. Мини-лаунчер. Все. Ни слова больше. Мини-лаунчер. Nail grenade. Флешку, наверное. Крауд-контрол. Флешку. И ты что у нас делаешь? Рестор хп, все, ни слова больше. Я не знаю, есть ли вообще люди, которые там начинают задумываться над обилками, если одна из опций это вампиризм. Ну, типа, камон. По-моему, лучше уже не придумаешь, как мне кажется. Лучше не придумаешь. Так, ну что, поехали в Repulse Bay, получается. Гайчу берем. Шаманку берем. Декера берем. Второго стрелка сейчас не берем. Подтвердить. Подтвердить. А уже вот после этого задания, здесь вроде как шуметь не надо, можно будет зайти посмотреть, появились ли новые пушки для меня. Судя по продвижению по уровням, могут быть. Так, exit, stage left. You arrive at the eponymously named Repulse Bay, a gleaming hotel and apartments building on the shores of Repulse Bay, Hong Kong Island. Rolling storm clouds choke the sky, lending the structure a sinister appearance. As you push through the doors and into the building, a sudden break in the clouds reveals a sun that's gone red as blood. You make your way into a ground floor elevator. The attendant pays you no mind. As the car begins to climb, you hear the sounds of merriment drawing closer. As the doors slide open, you find Neville Ma's party in full swing. Так. Не, подожди. Что ты? Все берем. Clear character, это я проглупил. Как тут Team? Все, вот. Вид всей команды хотел посмотреть. Наверное, тоже Гайчу. Потому что там такая вероятность попадания, что ну его нафиг. А Гайчу все-таки ближе всех, наверное, будет подходить к противнику. Поехали. Так, ну и мы где-то на крыше пентхауса, да? Карму нет. The elevator disgorges you into the mezzanine with little fanfare. Off in the distance, you can hear the sounds of clicking glasses, carefree laughter, and silverware of China. We should discuss our approach, Vlados. I would recommend searching the apartment as our first course of action. I am somewhat dubious about the idea of crashing the party. We ghouls are seldom welcome at such events. Sure, but Neville Ma and Penelope Wong will be at the party. If we don't bluff our way in, we can't talk to them. Doc Shen-Yen is paying us to find out how Ma is up and walking so quickly after the accident. Talking to the guy would probably be a good idea. Ну, давайте все-таки хату проверим. I agree, for obvious reasons. Lead on, Vlados, we'll follow. Наверное, все-таки сначала проверим хату. Думаю, вряд ли главные звезды вечеринки свалят вообще, так или иначе. Так, the elevator dings softly and a bright sophisticated elevator panel awaits your inputs. На пентхаус. Так, пентхаус level. Что у нас тут, кроме фонтанов и двери, в которую нельзя войти? Ничего. This is a standard hotel door protected by a simple hydraulic locking mechanism. A keypad is mounted beside door frame. Gobbit. A few of the numbers are worn out. Looks like it's some combination of 1356. 1356. 1365. O kurwa. 1536. 1563. 1635. Опа. Взломщик просто батя. Просто батя. Так, gain access в apartment. Search suits. Rows and rows of finely tailored suits, custom shoes and various accessories fill the room. Не тянет на улики. Refrigerator. Что в холодильнике? Что пожрать? This fridge is well stocked. There's enough food in here to feed a big party. Сомневаюсь. Liquor. The liquor cabinet is full of expensive wines and spirits. Several decanters sit atop it, but one in particular catches your eye. A bottle of brilliantly bright red wine. Так, тырим. You take a grip and quickly gag. The wine's strangely warm given the temperature of the room and disgustingly salty. Interesting. I'll be taking that with me if you don't mind. Biri. Not your vintage, huh? Not your vintage, huh? I'm not surprised, but I find the aroma quite enticing. Нормально, завалились к чуваку, заломали пентхаус, все разбухали. The opposite side of the living room is dominated by a massive security door. It's much heavier than the exterior apartment door and looks like a recent addition. The wall has clearly been reinforced to support it. A series of top-of-the-line commercial-grade maglocks hold the doors sealed. It will be easier to tunnel through the wall than it would be to break them open. Обследуем. A cursory glance at the door frame reveals no sign of a keypad or a checkpoint, but you do see what appears to be the RFID reader. A 16-digit number has been stenciled into the side of the reader in red ink. This didn't come with the apartment. Why fortify an interior door like that? Probably to keep up appearances. Can you imagine how people would talk if he'd installed this thing in the hallway? Well, one thing is certain. We aren't getting through there without a key. Most likely that means that we will have to get one from Ma or from one of his people. We are going to the party, aren't we? I mean, that is the next logical step. Tell me we are going to the party. Так, а не могли бы вы взломать там? Нет, шестизначный этот гоббит пани сломать, нет? Looks that way. Settle up, we've got a party to attend. Ну, как бы туда нам все равно пришлось бы идти в любом случае на пати. В этом цель миссии состоит. Дополнительная go to the party. А насчет Гуля всегда можно будет сказать, что это актер. Такие дела. Так, ты у нас кто? Hotel guest. Ну, давай пообщаемся. A sullen-looking troll stands on the periphery of the kitchen. He turns to you, shoulders slumped forward, he sighs. No restaurant service tonight. The kitchen staff's too busy with the party to serve anyone. Wish I could get onto the balcony. All that delicious food. See, this guy knows what's up. What's so special about this party? Are you kidding? There are tons of treat stars out there. Man, I'd love to get my picture taken with Derek Yuyen or Wink McClem. They are in Promises in Moonlight. You know the show, right? I'm afraid not. You need to see it. It's the best show on 3D ever. I'll get right on that. Good luck with the kitchen, buddy. Бесполезный кусок, баддя. Так, что у нас тут? Matrix Data Line. А ну. Гоббит сюда. Или Изобель? Изобель, да? А, ну поехали. Так, Изобель. Надо что-то решать с этим всем. Я бы вообще предложил реально вызвать побыстрее всех этих роботов. Так. Поехали. 7522. 7522. 4791. 4791. 21739. 21739. 33471. 33471. 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 1, 4. 9, 8, 2, 8, 7, 5. 9, 8, 2, 8, 7, 5. 4, 4, 7, 1, 9, 1, 3. 4, 4, 7, 1, 9, 1, 3. Так, последняя В, первая закорючка. Первая закорючка. Первая закорючка. Вторая М. Вторая М. Так, датакор. Здорово. Welcome to the Propulse-based Central Data Hub. Please state query. Search for information on Neville Ma. Resident Penthouse Apartment 2. Expand query. Apartment door code. Это я и без вас знал. Все что ли? Other records. Events. One event found. Yellow Springs Films private party. Mezzanine level. Front desk indicates 6 unclaimed invitations. Скачать. Planned hotel expansion. You download a series of files detailing expansion plans to the hotel's ground floor. These might be valuable to local construction firms. Maintenance logs. Reams of data flood the screen. Everything's organized by way of reference numbers. It's an incredibly obtuse and confusing system. Without knowing what number to search for, there's little of value to see here. My security door. You enter the number that was sentenced on the door. The system chugs for a moment, then the screen fills the data. Security door installation, Ma Neville. Keys issued, 3 of 3, 1 Ma. 2 Wong Penelope, 3 Kang Victor, all keys claimed. Так, ну теперь понятно, что Виктор Канг. Кто такой Виктор Канг? Я уже, подождите, он был уже или нет? Так, а ну поехали. Disconnect, окей. Да пофиг, выходи. Так. Go to the party optional, evidence найти, да, мы получили... Ну, в принципе, никакой особо полезной информации, то есть все равно надо идти на пати. Security guard, hello. Private party pal, invite... What the hell? Ghoul in the lounge. Calm yourself, you're going to cause a panic. The guard stares at you, his mouth agape. What the hell do you think you are doing bringing a ghoul in here? He's not a ghoul, he's an HMHVV infected person who happens to be a friend of Penelope 1, and we have an invitation. Enjoy the party, sir. Легчайше вообще, просто развели. Так, ну тут, кстати, не так и много людей. Ожидал побольше. Пенелопа. Невил Ма. Начнем, наверное, с этого. Продюсер. Кто это? They're serving century-old Cabernet like punch here. It's hard to believe considering how much a single bottle costs. But it's even harder to believe Mr. Ma hosting this party, and soon after his accident. I heard about that. Doesn't seem to have slowed him down. The man's a machine. Not literally, but he might as well be the way he sprang back after being T-boned at 140 clicks an hour. Jesus. How's he even standing? I don't know how, but he is. Alive and kicking, or dining, regaling, what have you. If you ask me, it's all that positive key the fans have stirred up. Bullshit, я вам так скажу. I heard there were entire message boards praying for him and making offerings at temples. Не работает эта штука. The Matrix is nuts for promises in Moonlight. If Ma hadn't negotiated a second season, his fans would just as easily have turned on him. If that's all it takes to win immortality, maybe I should become famous too. Isn't that why we're all here, to be famous? Become famous or make someone else famous. Lisa, over here. Nice talking to you. Лиза, это Лиса. Так, ну окей, давайте с Пенелопой тогда. Good evening, Penelope 1, but please call me Penny. Pleased to meet you, Penny. Name's Argyle. What brings you to our little soirée, Mr. Argyle? I don't believe I've seen you around the studio before. It's a friend of a friend sort of situation. He asked me to check in on Neville. Seems he's recovered quickly considering the accident. Oh, it was absolutely miraculous. I must admit I nearly died of fright when I heard what happened. But to look at Neville now, you'd never guess he'd been hurt. Just miraculous. Miracles cost a lot of new yen these days. Must have been some expensive treatments. You think so? I've never stayed in a hospital myself. Don't believe the paparazzi either. My nose has never seen her knife. Is it very expensive to undergo such miraculous treatment, that is? Definitely. Hospitals change a fortune for even the smallest of procedures. I'll bet someone helped Neville pay for it. Someone new? No, I didn't think so, but Neville did make some new friends while he was in Guangzhou. Oh? There was a woman, can't remember her name, who now visits Neville regularly. I heard she's quite the fashionista. Well, a powerful man like him must have a lot of friends. They seem to get on well. I'm a little sad he's never introduced us though. She's supposed to make an appearance tonight. I'm very much looking forward to meeting her. Oh, please excuse me, that's Mr. Yao and I promised him I'd say hello tonight. Enjoy the party. One last thing before you go, Penny, do you have a key fob for Neville's security door? Yeah, так в лоб раз спрашивать нельзя, наверное. Thank you, it was a big pleasure. С ней потом поговорим. Давайте с Май еще пообщаемся. Neville Mai is dressed in an immaculate suit, surveying his party from the edge of the balcony. As you approach, he inclines his head specifically. Good evening, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. I'm Neville Ma, owner of Yellow Springs Studios. Mr. Argent, quite an affair you've got here. I do my best. Appearances are important in Hong Kong. If you look weak, that's how you'll be treated. Make a show of prosperity, and it will follow. Это, кстати, не только в Гонконге. Очень похоже на то, как раскручиваются всякие инстафейки. I'm sure everyone is glad to see your accident hasn't hindered you. I blame the news feeds for that. They made the accident seem much more serious than it was. My car was destroyed, true, but I emerged largely unscathed. I've heard about your accident. How did it happen? It seems as though that's all anyone wants to hear about these days. To be honest, I'm getting rather tired of repeating the story. Suffice it to say, a delivery truck, a drone, experienced a glitch and ran a red light. If it hadn't hit me, it would have hit someone else. Okay, did the police discover anything unusual? Not really. Apparently the largest software update to the truck had gotten corrupted. But that was all they found. It was shocking to discover that the delivery company missed the glitch, but I suppose that it's a mistake anyone could have made, and certainly not enough to point to any one person. Okay. You were discharged from the hospital pretty quickly after your accident. Your treatments must have been expensive. Not especially. Guangzhou hospitals are top tier. Confidentially, my rapid recovery mostly came down to luck. The accident could have been a lot worse than it was. I owe Eurocar a lot of thanks for their safety features. Блин, ну... Так. Поговорили. Получается, опции особо не остается, то есть, опять-таки, надо либо с барышней говорить. Можно еще с официантом пообщаться, я не знаю. Расскажет ли он что-то полезное. Так. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the veranda at the Repulse Bay. How may I be of service? Так, balcony questions. Certainly, everyone knows Mr. Ma. What kind of person is he? Between you and me, he's difficult, which is putting it lightly. Man runs the stuff ragged. That's his party out there. Riches like him to love to display their wealth. Sounds, Louis, like you have some stories. Like you wouldn't believe. He once made a handful of us walk all the way out to Shrek or to fetch dumplings for his guests. It was pouring out, with winds blowing around 50 kilometers per hour, practically a death march in that weather. Why didn't the kitchen here make Ma some dumplings? Ma said the kitchen dumplings weren't good enough, called them peasant foods in front of all his guests. Chef Kang was furious, of course, but since Ma's rich, hotel management told us to give him whatever he wanted. By the time we got back from the shack the dumplings were cold, the party was over, and Ma had retired to his suite with a pair of starlets. We had to pay for those dumplings out of our own damned pockets. Couple days later, Kevin came down with pneumonia from the trip, lost his job over it. And that's just one of our experiences with him. Needless to say, no one here is a fan of the man, but we are paid to serve the tenants here, so that's what we do. It's a living. There's a heavy security door in Neville's Ma's apartment. Know anything about that? Just how do you know about that? When were you in Ma's apartment? A few days ago. I left something in there and I need to go back. To get it back. We don't want to cause a scene. I mean, we could go bother Ma during his party, but that would look just as bad for you as it would for us. Tell you what, try talking to Chef Khan in the kitchen. He's got keys to just about every door in the place. On VIP request, he's expected to personally deliver their meal. It's a status thing. Compliments of the chef or whatever. Poor guy spends as much time delivering food as he does cooking it. Worth a try, thanks. No problem, just don't mention I sent you, alright? Chef's a vengeful man, so I don't wanna get on his bad side. Okay. You look exhausted. Why don't you take a break? Not yet, I can't afford to miss any tips. I went to Macau last week. Macau last week, and it wiped me out. Bad luck with the horses, you know? Okay. I'm in pretty lucrative trade myself. Care to make a deal? I'm listening. Ну так туда я и так... You know what? Never mind. В апартмент я и так попасть могу. Код я уже нашел. Тут весь вопрос в том, чтобы попасть в security door. В Сесуриту. Thought I told them to send in the waiter. Who the hell are you? Так. Ну, тоже не знаю. Везде как-то в полубычьей манере. Heard you can help me get through Neville's Ma apartment security. Yeah, I could do that, and I could also lose my job for it, even go to jail. Sounds like a real winner of a proposition to me. Go work to do, stranger. Doors that away. I heard Ma insulted your dumplings in front of his guests. That's harsh. Yeah, cost me a raise and a whole lot of face. I'll bet that bastard didn't lose a wink of sleep over it either. Give me your key fob and I'll make sure he loses sleep tonight. Yeah, gladly. Ruin him, will you? Or at least very least, ruin his day. I'll consider it a bonus if you wreck his anemic girlfriend and giddy scarlet days too. Girlfriend? What girlfriend? What's her name? Ku Feng, she's the rich wench who paid for Ma's hospital stay. Skinny, anemic thin, never eats. All she ever orders is cheap red wine. First I thought it was a fling, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe you can spill them up. I'd rather thank you for it. Опа, мне кажется, барышня-то гуль, получается. Раз наш гуль оценил ее винишко. Don't suppose she takes your wine warmed and salted. I've heard rumors. A warm salty wine? What a disaster. No, she just orders wine. Plain old wine. Wouldn't stop her from sleeping in her own seasonings though. Ah, right. Thank you for help, chef. No, thank you. Так, ну что получается? Тогда даже не придется выпрашивать ключ у актрисы и у самого Ма. Погнали, посмотрим, что там за дверью. Пентхаузионный этаж. Тут даже дверь не закрывали. Да, пофиг. Оставляем дверь открытой. О. Сразу открыть. As you approach the door, a light set into your key fob goes from red to green. There is a loud series of thunks, and the door slides open. A blast of frigid air floods into the room from the other side. Фригидный воздух. С чем можно взаимодействовать? Так. Cyber Terminal. An expensive consumer trades computer terminal awaits your inputs. The display background is set to a screen capture from Promises in Moonlight. Penelope one's radiant face beams at you from the corner of the screen. Why, if it isn't Ma's personal terminal? Let's have a look. A few keystrokes is all it takes to get into the computer's file structure. With the high-tech security door in his apartment, it seems Mar never bothered to encrypt his machine. An option menu appears on the screen. Так, читаем почту. You read through Ma's email. Most of them is spam and boring business arrangements, but one detail stands out. Neville Ma is frequently emailing a woman named Ku Fen. They seem close, exchanging a lot of thinly veiled flirtation. It appears that Neville has been lavishing Ku Fen with money and affection, expensive gifts, rent checks, miserable attempts at poetry, seeing to it that her every need is met. Окей, и тут типа больше ничего, да? Окей, понял. Financial records. Neville's financial records are absolutely boring aside from two major things. He spent next to nothing on his hospital bills, where it appears he only stayed for 3 days, and he spent a lot of money on a woman named Fu Kang, jewelry, bills, clothes, and such. Unlock office door. With the push of a button, you unlock the office door on the other side of the room. An ominous thunk reverberates throughout the cold steel apartment. Так, ну она гуль. Она гуль, и она там лежит, да? Without warning, a frigid wind blows through the apartment. The chill cuts through your clothing, raising goose flesh all over your body. Where is that coming from? Опа. There is another blast of cold, and pale and imposing woman materializes out of thin air. A throng of blank-faced men and women materialize alongside her. Ah, the little dog who's been sniffing around Neville's affairs. Kufen, I presume. She nods. Just so. My servants have been watching you since you arrived. I suspect that you are an evil man, and that you are here to do harm to Neville, and so I came to stop you. Be careful, Lados. Her aura is streaked with corruption. I can practically taste it. She's a vampire. These others are her pawns. And you are a ghoul. Why these people would choose to associate with a corpse eater is a mystery to me. Perhaps you're their pet? Who will eat whom, leech? Come for me and let us see whose teeth are sharper. An HMHVV deathmatch, admittedly, does. You'd pay to watch that. Yeah, I would. An armed conflict in this room would bring security within moments. The Hong Kong police force would no doubt arrive shortly thereafter. Is that what you want? It makes no difference to me. I can disappear just as swiftly as I arrived. But you, on the other hand, she's right, we can't fight in here. Doc Shenyan told us we wouldn't get paid if we did. А чё ты заказчика-то сдаёшь прям перед всеми? Чё, прикалываешься, что ли? We appear to have reached an impasse. I cannot allow you to leave, and you seem intent on continuing your investigation here. So, how shall we resolve the conundrum? The conundrum. I'm open to suggestions. Perhaps a more formal arrangement in a neutral location. A good old-fashioned fight. Very well. As for the terms, if I win, you willingly submit to my influence. You become my pawn. And if you win... If I win, you'll already be dead. Wait 15 minutes for the sun to go down, then come to the roof. We'll settle this there like gentlemen and ladies. The sun dips below the horizon. Mist coalesces, caught in the rooftop in dew. Kufan and her cohorts appear. Are you prepared to become my servant, dwarf? You must not resist, or I'll be forced to kill you. Should it come to that, I'll endeavor to make it swift and painless, but no promises. I'm ready if you are. This will be entertaining. Kill him. Ты куда ты текаешь-то? Слышь, стопе. Куда бежишь? А, ля ты крыса. Ну так-то, конечно. Сразу бежать. Так, что за сивильян? Не бывает тут сивильянов. Ладно, погнали по большим процентам. Так себе процент, конечно, получился. Гранатомет у тебя с собой, родная? Надо что-то решать. Хорош. Вообще. Богиня. Богиня гранатометания. Топ. Просто топ. Так. Ты. Так, сначала просто ударим. Потом с пистолета. Блин, было бы неплохо добить. Но, к сожалению, не судьба. Так. Рожаем. Рожаем паренька. Нет, наверное, это, наверное, и не пригодится. В рукопашку пойдем. 81%. Херачим, что поближе. Тут у нас что? Лечение пока никому не надо. Меткость. Меткость можно главному персонажу накинуть. Лишним точно не будет. Это было смешно. Ну, судя по всему, разваливаем. Разваливаем. У этого дофига ходов. Поэтому поехали. Здорово. Здорово, говорю. О. Ага, но АПшки не снимаются. Главный герой такой главный. Вряд ли получится ее просто так убить. Но попробовать-то стоит, правильно? Клоц. Закончился. 78, 72. Ну, 72. О, 30-ку снес, да? 30-ку. Добротно. Добротно. 47. Давайте 58. Хоть что-то нанесу. Ау. Ну, справедливости ради могло быть хуже. Нормально влетело. Сюда тыц. Сюда тыц. Неплохо. Так, сюда. А, стоп, я лишился этого. Вот, плохо. Лишился духа. Нихера, 20-очка влетела. Нихера влетела. Так, заяц сюда. Wait, wait, I surrender, don't kill me. What's wrong? Not feeling so powerful now? The whole Mistress of the Night thing is just an act. I'm just an accountant that got infected. I don't really know how to fight. I was faking it. I just wanted to scare you into backing down. An accountant? I was on a business trip to Shanwei last year. I went to a rave, got drunk and passed out. When I woke up, I was in an alley and someone had done this to me. And so you, what, decided to embrace the whole vampire thing? What choice did I have? I couldn't go back to work and it was a dead-end job anyway. No upward mobility, no room for growth. I did what anyone would have done. I tried to make the best of it, to capitalize on my new abilities. I'm a vampire now. I can't control that, but I can control how I choose to monetize it. So what was your endgame? How did you see this working out? Beats me. It's not like I have a rule book for this or anything. I'm just making it up as I go along. Who knows, maybe I could eventually become the vampire queen of Repulse Bay. Ой, вряд ли, барышня, вряд ли. I hate to break it to you, but that isn't likely to happen. Don't you think that I know that? I've been training to use a printing calculator, not bite people's necks. I'm just doing my best. Look, I'm ever found out, I'll be killed for bounty money. It was either this or get gunned down by a vampire hunter. How did you manage to survive? I've been hiding out in Kowloon. I was hoping to just disappear. As far as my friends and family know, I'm missing, maybe dead. I think that's for the best. I mean, how could I explain what I'd become? Can you imagine how ashamed my family would be to find that I'd become this monster? No, it's better that they think I'm dead. You're pathetic, weak. You're given the power of the gods, and you snivel around feelings? What's wrong with you? I never wanted to be this way. I'm trying my best. Your best is barely competent. You squander your potential, then bawl about your cost of life when you are defeated. You don't deserve the gift that you have been given. No, you're right. I'm not cut out of this. Can we call a truce, maybe? I scratch your back, you let me leave, please. I think we can work something out, conditionally. Yes, anything, just tell me what you need. First off, I want some answers. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You ask the questions and I'll answer, no line, I promise. How you and Neville Mark connected? I happened to be in the same hospital that he was, trolling for a meal. I don't like to drink blood from unwilling people, so I go to hospitals at night looking for people who won't mind if I take a sip. People in comas, patients with terminal illnesses, that kind of thing. It makes me feel better about what I have to do. So I wandered into the room and I recognized Neville Ma. I'd seen him in the news, seen photos of the accident. He was in really bad shape, a lot of broken bones and internal injuries, but somehow he was still conscious. What then? Well, I knew that if I gave uninfected people my blood, they'd be able to heal like I did. Just not as fast. I'd figure that out early and by mistake, but it can come in handy from time to time. So when I saw that Neville was conscious, I decided to make my grand appearance. I materialized in the room and told him that I'd make him a trade. I'd fix him up, good as new, but he'd owe me some favors for it. I wasn't specific as to how many favors or what kind. He agreed. Actually, he leaped at the chance to become my pawn. I guess that when you're all broken up like that, you'll just do about anything to get better. The deal was done, and we got along. I think he's charming, and he thinks I'm funny, and he doesn't care that I'm a vampire. He told me that he gives me nice things because he likes me, and not because he owes me his life. It's all very sweet. Is there a cure? I wish, but no. The only cure is being tossed in a bonfire or having your head cut off, and almost every nation in the world will pay bounty for a dead vampire. It's not like I had much of a choice, you know, but be a vampire or get killed for some quick cash. It's a pretty raw deal for me either way. What's it like to be a vampire? About the same as being a person. The human metahuman vampiric virus is like any other disease, except instead of coughing, I can't go out during the day. It's not all bad though. I can turn into mist and I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I still have to wash my hair and pay for parking. You know what I miss the most? Steamed buns. I can't eat or drink anything except blood, and I loved street food before I got infected. Sometimes I'll walk by food cart just to smell the things that are frying up. But if I buy something 10 minutes later, it's all becoming back up in a mess. I've decided what's going to happen. Okay, what's going to be? You're going to get Neville to fire Penelope 1. Wait, all of this about that stupid soap opera? That's about the size of it, yeah. I can't believe it. Of all of the idiotic reasons to blow my cover, fine, I'll make Neville get rid of her. You sure you can convince him? Neville can say no to me. I mean that quite literally. He will do it, no question. And what about Neville and I? I don't care who Neville Ma associates with. Thank you. He knows what I am and doesn't care because I saved his life. I won't trouble you again. Так, ну что, этого будет достаточно? Возвращаемся к доктору Шиньянгу. Walk away это не свалить нафиг с карты, окей. Yes. Возвращаемся в Хиой. Хиой. The clink of glasses and sound of Neville Ma's party fades into the distance as you leave the Repulse Bay. As the MTR carries you toward Hioi, the mountains of Hong Kong Island roll by as looming masses obscured by rain and storm clouds. Penelope Wong has been fired from Promises in Moonlight, and Ma will be at a serious disadvantage without her. The whims of treat viewers shift as readily as the tide, and without the starlet's presence, Promises in Moonlight will undoubtedly lose ratings. However, with Ku Fan at her side, Neville Ma may be able to thwart any of Dr. Shen Yan's attempts to undermine his other businesses. Не, ну, свою часть сделки я-то вроде как сделал, по идее, нет? Должно быть достаточно. Your comlink chirps and Kindly Shen's rusty voice sighs through the speaker. You can hear the sounds of Mahjong players laughing in the background. It's Auntie Chen, dear. My, but you sound happy, Auntie Chen. Oh, I am, my sweets. I'm one step closer to break Josephine 10. I have a lead on the location of the plastic-faced man, the man we saw in the surveillance footage meeting Raymond Black at the tea house on the docks. Where is he? Not on the comm. Come see me and we'll talk. Окей. Так, а ну-ка, стопэ. Что там? Учитывая то, что мне дали левел 5. Левел 5. Ладно, я даже его сейчас прокачаю. Значит, что у нас здесь? Талисман. Талисман беру, стандартный эквипмент. Пойдет. Bright Light Systems. Job Alert. Саботаж. Recoil Compensation. Пойдет. И ты, братишка. Disease. Кучу урона наносишь. Light Stance, да? Пойдет. Подтвердить все. Теперь я хочу купить новый автомат, пока не забыл. Я ж такой, что могу и забыть. Нажмешься, нет? Так, что продаешь? Аутфиты. Новый аутфит. Берем. Берем. Новое оружие. Так, райфл. Rifle, Ranged Combat 7 и Data Jack. Что такое Data Jack? Что такое Data Jack? Судя по всему, придется гуглить. Пока я не догоняю. Миниган. Ого. Ого. Strength 5. Сильно сказано. Так. Range Combat 7. Но это мы сейчас качнем. Это мы качнем обязательно. Так, хорошо. Выйду. Выйду, качну. Так, Range Combat 7, да? Range Combat 7. Подтвердить. И... Вот это непонятно что. Доджи. Милишка. Декинг, ESP контрол, дроны, Willpower, Key, спириты. Короче, непонятно, что за Data Jack. Скорее всего, надо в отдельном магазине покупать, но это не столь важно. Cyberware. Хорошо, а у какого вендора здесь можно... Хотя у меня 1300 всего, можно даже не думать о Cyberware. Все равно денег не хватит. Денежек нету. Dr. Shenyan greets you in the name of all producers. How'd the shiting go? I've got the information you needed. You explained the night's events from start to finish. As you speak, Shenyan's face grows even more incredulous until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places his cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. That has to be one of the single strangest stories I've ever heard. Vampires in the treat industry. What a nightmare. Can't believe you let that leak keep sucking on Neville. Big ace to have in his pockets. And what if she starts biting on other people, actors and whatnot? Not an optimal outcome, but I guess it's okay. You got me one. And that means he shows that. Alright, kids, I'll send payment to your Matrix drop. You earned it. Glad to be able to help. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? Neville Ma. Hello, Shenyan. I just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope 1 from her contracts. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing alright. I'd heard... you'd had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. You don't sound too mad, Nav. What's the catch here, anyway? You must have the next bit thing lined up already. Oh, Doctor, there's no need for it. Do you want to know why am I winning our little contests and you're always playing the catch-up? It's because you think people like Miss One actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted, molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now, And your show's dead in the water without the star. What do you think of that, eh? I think that I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do. Write her character out with a tragic death and bring on someone new. Your label under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They don't. They have only appetite. As long as you chase stars like one, you will lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach for drama, not for dramatists. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Shenyan releases a stream of violently imaginative invectives at his phone. Even Stranger Bao looks taken aback at the ferocity of Shenyan's anger and the inventiveness of the sexual positions that he describes. Finally, he takes a deep breath and composes himself. That dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that, the nerve. Go on, kid. We are done here. That's all for thanks for all your help, but I gotta get going. I gotta talk to a guy about buying a bunch of snakes. Ясненько. Ясненько, понятненько. Так, ну и сейчас уже, по идее, Киндли Чен должна мне рассказывать о чувачке с маской. Вот, но я думаю, я оставлю это на следующий раз. За сегодня получается, что 2 забега. За этот раз 2 забега. Неплохо, неплохо, забеги интересные. Местами, конечно, угадываются продолжение банкета, местами смогли немного удивить. Смогли. Так, ну что, спасибо всем за внимание. На этом буду заканчивать. И, как говорится, до новых встреч.